How would you define yourself as an artist? What kind of artist are you?
Um, you know, the easiest way I think for me to describe the type of artist I am is to give people a sort of familiar reference. And I always say, if somehow Sly Stone and Diana Ross had a love child, it would have been
Oh,
me.
mm.
Okay.
Mm, mm, mm. I'm about
You
to pass
know,
the plate on that. Okay, all right.
Well, what is it about those two that fuses with you?
um, Sly Stone's music always spoke to me in ways that satisfied my need for funk and interesting melodic choices and interesting chord changes, but just slop funk. Just, Sly was just so funky, um, and still way complicated musically, without being over everybody's head, and singing songs to the social conscious and that kind of thing. I always identified with that. And then, Miss Ross is Miss Ross. Like, who didn't want to be Miss Ross? When I was growing up, she was one of the only Black women that I would see, as grand as she was in the spaces that she was in, and I remember just, whenever I saw her, I would just be transfixed, like, wow, to be that large, it was always something that spoke to my need to be amplified in ways that would make me not feel so invisible, you
Wow.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right on.
I
yeah.
hope
So,
Miss Ross is hearing this because
yeah,
we need
seriously,
to. Okay,
because her spirit must be buzzing because that was serious love.
that was serious love.
So then how would you define or describe the music that you create?
Oh, that's a really good question, Vash. The music that I create is, I think the backbone of it is soul, whatever that is, along the continuum of Black music. The backbeat is, there's always a go-go thing somewhere in there. If you know go-go, you might hear it. It's not always super, super evident because nothing I do is super, super evident.
Mhm.
um, but I'm very much soul based with whimsy, soul based with sort of lyrical freedom and a vocal sort of whimsy. Like, I don't sound like all the people I love, which always used to bother me.
Okay.
Okay.
It really bothered me that I didn't sound like Shaka Khan and would never sound like Aretha Franklin. Like, those were the voices I loved, and I never would sound like them. But I learned to appreciate my own sort of whimsical nature that just seems to be a part of my voice naturally, you know. So I think you hear that in my music, you
Hmm.
know. Yeah, it's fun. And for music heads, there's definitely interesting stuff happening, for the people that need the chord changes,
Right.
Right, right.
and for the people that need the lyrics, I use funky words every now and then, but I think for people that just like to hear stories and characters, that might be who I write for.